your 2014 champion, Stephanie Howe.
Brian Powell of Odd Run Far here with Magdalena Boulet before the 2015 Western States 100. How you doing, Magda?
I'm doing great, thank you.
It's your first 100 coming up. How you feeling about that?
I've got butterflies in my stomach.
Do you?
I'm pretty nervous, but excited to challenge myself. Excited to test my limits, but definitely nervous.
Now, how can that be? I mean, you've been on like the world's biggest athletic stages. You've been in the Olympics. You've been at the big races all around. Do you find any ways to control that nervousness, or?
Definitely, yeah. I think it's still something that scares you a little bit. Something that you haven't done. It's still 100 miles, and I think that it's going to get better every time I do it. So hopefully there's a second. But controlling the nerves is something that I've done for years, and I have my own methods that work, and hopefully I'm doing a good job so I can show up fully charged to the starting line.
Can you share any of them, or?
Well, I like to surround myself by people that are super relaxing. So, my family, my dog, my friends that are up here, just they keep it real. It's not too much talk about the race, but just keeping it fun and, just doing what I would usually do in my training, going on walks, taking my dog on a walk, going to the pool with my son. During a taper, I have a lot more energy, so not doing as much running, so it's fun to transfer that somewhere else. And just doing a little bit more reading, also making sure that I'm getting rest. Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Just common sense.
Gotcha. So last year you were here pacing Alex Varner, correct? And you got to see what a 100-miler is like from the inside. What impressions did that leave you?
Well, totally inspired. I think that not only just the pacing itself, and just watching Alex go through some rough patches where it was getting hard at the end, and him fighting through it and really just digging, and he wanted it so bad, and that was inspiring. But also being at the finish line, and watching a person after a person coming through the finish line just with so much emotion.
Yeah.
That is what totally inspired me. That I wanted to be a part of it. I wanted to experience that. And I set my eye to qualify for Western States.
Now, obviously, I'm sure you want to be competitive, but is it interesting to have that change in sort of motivation and what draws you to running? Because I'm sure when you were competing on the the shorter stage, it's about performance, maybe more than experience. Is it a shift in motivations?
I don't know. I think it's a shift in motivation, but I think the experience, there's still competition, there's still experience in it. It's just very different, and I think I was craving something different. In 2012, I knew that I wanted to set new goals, new challenges, and I was looking for a different experience. Not that my experience before was all about performance. It was still great, and I loved it, but I was ready for something new, something that I haven't done, something that was going to really challenge me. I did road racing and track races for 15 years, and it was time. It was time for me to look for something new.
Yeah.
And I was very fortunate that I surrounded myself by people that were into trail races, and here I am.
Here you are.
Yeah.
And you've had a good spring in trail racing. You won the Sean O'Brien 100K, the Shocking 50K, the Canyons 100K, where I think you were third overall. How do you feel about your preparation leading into this?
I think it's been very steady. I feel like I don't really know what I haven't done in my preparation, because I haven't done 100 miles. So I received a lot of advice, a lot of recommendation, but until you really do it, you don't really know what you haven't done in your preparation. I still remember going and towing the line my first marathon, and you just a little bit clueless, and you don't really know what's coming. So I feel the same way. I feel like a newbie, but I feel like I have a lot of experience. have a lot of years and miles under my legs. Older, more mature, I'm a little bit more patient with my training. I listen to my body a lot more than ever before. I feel like I'm just a lot smarter as a runner after so many years. So I'm definitely not overtrained. Am I undertrained? We'll find out.
It's hard to be. I'm guessing you've done enough training. Now, in training, I'm sure people have mentioned the downhills and the heat. What have you done to take those on?
Wow. You know, coming from the Bay Area, we don't have mountains. We have some, but we don't have, you know, this is not Colorado, this is not Utah, you know, where you get some spectacular elevation. But we have our own little mountains that, you know, we can simulate a lot of the training. The heat was a lot more difficult. We actually have really cool summers.
Yeah.
And I tend to train really early in the morning, so really had to get out of my comfort zone and get out in the middle of the day and run. It's a lot more effort for me to do that. You know, it's part of my routine to wake up in the morning and get out the door, and then my day is ideal when that happens. I can just seize a day, but when I wait till, you know, before lunch or after lunch, it takes a little bit more motivation. So, but I got it done because I knew this was important. I spent a few runs going up Mount Diablo, which is, I would say that's probably the only few runs that I didn't really enjoy. I definitely suffered in the heat the first couple of times, but it got better. I also believe, this is what my coach, Jack Daniels, had me do prior to Beijing. I did some treadmill running. So when you run on a treadmill, you surround yourself with your own humidity, and you're kind of in your own bubble of heat and humidity. So I would do some additional, you know, just short runs on a treadmill just to simulate a little bit more heat around me and be uncomfortable, but only in the past couple of weeks.
Okay.
So not too far out. And then, you know, coming here, we've been here for a few days and trying also to get out in the middle of the day. Downhills, on the other hand, I had to get really creative.
Yeah.
How
was that?
You know, Mount Diablo is at 3,800 feet. Mount Tam is at, you know, 2.5. So there's really not that much down running unless you just go up and down, up and down. I also cannot get out there every single day because I live about half an hour away from both of these mountains, so I didn't have as many opportunities. So I got creative in different ways with strength training, trying to get my quads stronger. I did some plyometrics where I would do box jumps off versus up. Yeah, so got my son to join me because that looked fun to him.
That's
so,
awesome.
Yeah, so, you know, you just get creative.
Awesome. What are you most excited about this weekend?
I'm just looking to share the trails with people and just be competitive. I think that I know that might sound a little bit weird, but being outside of my comfort zone is what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Because that is what excites me and keeps me going. Just having a challenge that you work towards and then really testing it this weekend and being outside of your comfort zone, you just come out on the other end just so much better off and so stronger as a person, as a human being. And then having my son at the finish line and actually maybe one day him comprehending that this was a 100-mile race, because even until a few years ago I couldn't comprehend 100 miles. So I know he has no clue right now, but one day he's going to understand.
That's such a great perspective to have. I mean, like, again, with your accomplishments on the Olympic and track stages, that, you know, just crossing the line for 100 miles.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Absolutely.
We can do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can. What's amazing is that you can train your body to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a couple of years ago, if someone asked me, to toe the line 100 miles, I'm like, well, yeah, I'll probably get there in a few days if I had to. But actually, put your body through that preparation, it just feels so good. To follow up on it and come out on the other side.
Well, best of luck this weekend, Magda, and enjoy your first 100-mile experience.
Thank you.